Yes, I said it. A mother shot her 4 children. Yes, I don't know what the whole situation is about, but we got 2 videos to look at. A mother shot 4 of her children, and I believe 2 of them died and 2 of them were heavily injured. I don't know the whole situation, but we got to find out. We got to see what's going on and see if we can find any understanding in this. But we got to I understand that sometimes you won't find understanding because some people might just be crazy. Some people might just be crazy. But let's get over into it and see what we can find out.
Tonight, we are learning a mother is charged in Brazoria County for allegedly shooting her 4 children. Just before 5 a.m. Saturday, sheriff's deputies were called to a Shell gas station off of Highway 288 in Angleton. 2 children were shot and killed. 2 other kids were shot and survived. Troy Kless joining us live in Brazoria County tonight with the latest details from investigators. Troy.
Yeah, Marcelino, the sheriff, called this an unthinkable tragedy as right now, as you mentioned, the suspect, a mom, is in jail accused of shooting and killing 2 of her kids and injuring 2 others. Now today, we learned some additional details about that shooting. Deputies say at 4:48 a.m., the mom identified as 31-year-old Oninda Romulus, pulled into the Shell gas station off of Highway 288. When deputies responded, they began life-saving measures on the victims. The sheriff's office also saying today that the victims who died are a 13-year-old boy and a 3-year-old girl. The surviving victims are an 8-year-old boy and a 9-year-old girl who are now in stable condition.
Now, I don't know what the situation is. I don't care what the situation is. There's no need. I don't know if it's an accident, that's different. But you still your fault. But they said a 3-year-old? Hold on, let's back that up. Let's hear the number. Let's hear the number.
The sheriff's office also saying today that the victims who died are a 13-year-old boy and a 3-year-old girl.
Demon. Sounds like a demon to me. Sounds like a demon to me. Now she could have been an accident. She could have it could be a tragic accident. But all 4 shot? How can that be an accident? Send her away. Put her under the jail. Some women don't deserve to some people don't deserve to be parents. Can't just say women because some men don't either. Absolute crazy. Let's go through this video.
The surviving victims are an 8-year-old boy and a 9-year-old girl who are now in stable condition. The sheriff's office has not said where and when the gunshots were fired. Brazoria County Sheriff Bo Stallman spoke at a news conference this afternoon.
We believe that the evidence shows that this tragedy has occurred inside of the vehicle and that Romulus, the mother of the children, is a shooter. At 4:48 a.m. yesterday, Romulus called the Brazoria County Sheriff's Office.
Sheriff Stallman confirms the Montgomery County Sheriff.
Why are you out at 4:48 in the morning with your 4 kids?
Office assisted in their investigation and searched Romulus's home in Porter. They did not share what they have found at this time. Now, the mom is currently in the jail and has a $14 million bond for those 4 charges. Good. As for the 2 children who survived the shooting, they have spoken with investigators, although there is still plenty of details that we're still waiting to learn, including a potential motive for this shooting. Reporting live in Brazoria County, Troy Kless, KHOU 11.
A motive is good. But if it's anything other than an accident, send her away. Be honest, send her away. Let's get over into this. So it seems like the grandfather has spoke to him after the 4 children were reportedly shot by the mother. So let's get over into it and see what the grandfather had to say.
Thank you for staying up late with us. I'm Corley Peel in for Bill Barajas. Brazoria County authorities say 31-year-old Oninda Romulus shot her 4 children in her white sedan before pulling over to a gas station on Highway 288 in Angleton. 2 of the kids are dead and 2 others are recovering tonight. The grandfather of 2 of the children spoke only to KPRC2 News reporter Jaewon Jung, and she is in Porter, where the family had a home.
Well, it is a quiet scene out here in this Porter community now, but neighbors I spoke to tell me it was a much different scene on Saturday morning, with investigators collecting evidence from this house believed to be where 31-year-old Oninda Romelis was living with her 4 kids.
She had a beautiful smile like her dad.
James Chappelle lives in Atlanta, Georgia, and tells me 2 of the kids found shot inside a car in Angleton on Saturday are his grandchildren. One of them is 3-year-old Amari Chappelle, who lost her life. What was your reaction when you heard
so
about
yeah,
her
at
death?
least 2 baby daddies.
I started crying immediately. That's my grandbaby.
Chappelle tells me an 8-year-old boy is also his grandchild. That boy is in the hospital.
This event has shaken our community.
Brazoria County Sheriff Bo Stallman held a press conference on Sunday afternoon telling reporters the suspect that left 3-year-old Amari and a 13-year-old boy dead, as well as an 8-year-old boy and a 9-year-old girl injured, is the kid's mother, 31-year-old Oninda Romelis. She's now being charged with murder and aggravated assault.
We believe that the evidence shows that this tragedy has occurred inside of the vehicle.
Sheriff Stallman says Romelis called the sheriff's office for help just after 4:30 Saturday morning. Deputies arrived to a Shell gas station on Highway 288 in Angleton, where Romelis had pulled over in her white sedan. If you happen to know exactly the location where the shooting took place?
Again, that is part of the ongoing investigation.
Chappelle tells me he's in shock, and Romelis seemed like a good mother.
I didn't see anything wrong with her personality. She seemed like a beautiful person.
He says Romelis is from Haiti and lived in Georgia before moving to Texas about 5 months ago. Chappelle is now holding on to memories of a 3-year-old girl gone too soon.
She always smiled.
Romelis is currently being held in Brazoria County Jail on a $14 million bond. In Porter, Jaewon Jung, KPRC 2 News.
We have to. Okay, so I was just looking at an interview. That's why I was shocked. Looking at a news article. So let's get over into this news article that breaks down a little bit more what was happening. So, 31-year-old Orlando Romulus, the mother who law enforcement says shot her 4 kids. So they say Romulus called them at 4:48 asking for authorities. Court records state that surveillance footage shows that Romulus pulled up to a gas pump and talked on her phone as she was getting fuel. When deputies responded to the gas station, so she was getting fuel. Off the state highway 288, the document said they found Romulus' car running with all doors open and some of the children's bodies covered in a white sheet. That's what they found? According to the records, deputies found a 13-year-old boy slumped over the passenger seat with a gunshot wound and 3 other children in the back seat who were shot. Law enforcement said that the teen boy and a 3-year-old girl died, and an 8-year-old boy and a 9-year-old girl were taken via life flight to the hospital. Romulus is charged with 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Her bond is set at $14 million. According to records, during an interview at the county jail, Romulus appeared to be paranoid about her surroundings while repeatedly looking towards the door. In the documents, investigators describe how she initially said she couldn't talk about what happened, but then said, instead of them doing it to me, I'm going to do it to them. Wow. When an investigator asked, do what? According to those records, she responded, kill them all. Absolutely crazy. The investigators went across county lines. The investigation went across county lines and took law enforcement north to a home in Montgomery. A neighbor spoke with ABC, who did not want to show her face, said that all of this was a lot to process. Understandable. It's heartbreaking, the neighbor said. I just want to cry. It breaks my heart because there's no reason for it. Absolutely no reason at all. The 13-year-old, the neighbor said that she used to see 2 of the kids coming to and from the house almost daily. 13-year-old looked like a sweet young man taking care of his little sister, walking her home every day. The neighbor said it's going to be hard when we sit out in the afternoon not to see him bringing his little sister home and waving at them and telling him to be careful and have a good day. Absolutely crazy. But send her away. Send her away. Come on now. Instead of them doing it to me, I'm going to do it to them. Do what? Kill them all. Absolutely crazy, y'all. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Let me know your thoughts on this whole situation. What do you think should happen? Now, some people are gonna say mental health. Oh, she must be mentally ill. I don't care if she's mentally ill or not. If you do the crime, you got to do the time. I don't care if it's the time in a mental facility, but you can't be out here with the public. I don't care if you get better. You have to. If you kill somebody in a mentally, yes, you might need to be in a mental health facility, but the crime is already done. The crime is already done. Someone has lost their life, so you have to pay the price of being in jail or in a mental institution for the rest of your life. You have to. Now, if you disagree with me, tell me. But absolutely crazy. There are some demons in this world. Some demons. Yeah, but we might come out to where because it looks like she was paranoid. She might have been going through some kind of mental health crisis. But no matter what, she got to do the time. She got to stay in jail. She can't be out here with the public. She took the lives of 2 of her kids and tried to take all 4. Nah. Nothing you can say can make me be like, oh yeah. Well, it's a mental health. So should she spend a little bit of time in a mental health facility and she'll be out with the public? Nah. Absolutely crazy, y'all. Absolutely crazy. Let me know your thoughts on that whole situation. Let me know if you disagree with anything I'm saying. Let's have a discussion about this. Could you chalk this all up to mental health and then just let her go free after a few years? I don't know. I don't agree with that. But hey, let me know your thoughts, y'all. Let me know your thoughts. All right, everybody. Remember, this is AC Reviews.